afternoon again. On behalf of everyone here in Knox County government, including Commissioners Harvey and Marseglia and DiGirolamo, and my judicial colleagues across the street, and most specifically on behalf of our Register of Wills, Linda Bobrin, and her wonderful staff, thank you all for coming to this wonderful and incredibly large wedding ceremony. We have a number of couples who will be getting married today, and then we have a number of couples who will be renewing their vows in the second part of our ceremony. I have to say that I'm just a bit nervous. You see, I sit almost exclusively in criminal court nowadays, and given the number of people in this ceremony, I might mistakenly refer to you as ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Worse yet, at the end of this ceremony, I'm concerned that instead of pronouncing you married, I'll pronounce you guilty. If I do, because it's Valentine's Day, I'll just consider you guilty of love in the first degree. As to the ceremony itself, we are here in the presence of all of these friends and loved ones who have known and supported these couples for months and years. And all of these guests are delighted to join these couples in the celebration of their commitment to each other. In a wedding this size, we really haven't had a chance to get to know the couples the way we might like, but I do know some general things about the couples. For one, they've all met in very different ways, some in high school, some through friends, some at Six Flags Great Adventure, a bus trip to Washington where the Irish accent of a fine lass captured the fancy of the gentleman. A number of them met online, whether it was Match.com or Bumble or Plenty of Fish or some such website. If only a few of them had swiped right instead of left, we'd get the numbers down. We're glad you did. Some of you have been together a few years, and some for quite a bit longer. Some were friends for a while first. Some thought that the other liked a friend of theirs, only to find that they were the apple of their eye. Some were together when they were young, and then separated for a block of time, and then got back together. And several indicated that they would have already done this but for the pandemic, and others specifically targeted Valentine's Day because it's special meaning to them and their families and their lives. One thing they all have in common: they are each other's friend, each other's partner, each other's lover. Essentially, as a number of them have stated, they are each other's everything. So at this time and place, we take ourselves out of the usual routines of our daily lives to witness this unique moment in the lives of all of these couples as they join their lives in the union of marriage. And so I say to Ashley and Randy, and Dana and Brandon, and Philomena and Tajay, and Michelle and Gilberto, and Abigail and Joseph, and Sarah and Jack, and Victoria and Resli, and Kelly and Andrew, and Lauren and Michael, and Kristen and Ryan, and Kara and Eric, and Brandy Lee, and Christopher, and Jolene and Taji, and Lisa and Robert, and Ravian and Gabby. Marriage is at once a deeply personal commitment to another human being and a highly public celebration of the ideals of mutuality, companionship, intimacy, fidelity, and family. It's an association that promotes a way of life, a harmony of living, a bilateral loyalty. It fulfills our yearnings for security, for safe haven, and connection that express our common humanity. Civil marriage is an esteemed institution, and the decision whether and whom to marry is among life's momentous acts of self-definition. No ceremony can create your marriage. Only you two can do that. Through love and patience, dedication and perseverance, talking and listening, helping and supporting, tenderness and laughter. Through learning to forgive, learning to appreciate your differences, by believing in each other, and learning to make the important things matter and let go of the rest. What this ceremony can do is to witness and affirm the choice you have made to stand together as husband and wife and to make this long-term commitment to each other. Just give me 1 second. As soon as you put a robe on, it gets You should see it when I'm cutting the grass. Really hot with this on. I would be remiss if we didn't talk at least a little bit about Valentine's Day, especially I think as Hallmark is one of our sponsors. I'm not sure that's true. Now, see, that apparently was enough. The Catholic Church recognizes at least 3 different saints named Valentine or Valentinus, all of whom were eventually martyred. Perhaps the most common legend or interesting one surrounding Saint Valentine contends that he was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome. When Emperor Claudius decided that a single man made a better soldier than a married one, he then outlawed marriage for young men. Valentine, really realizing the injustice of that decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Emperor Claudius was none too happy, and he ordered that Valentine be killed. That worries me just a little bit, because if our president judge finds out I postponed settlement conferences to do this, he can't kill me, but he could put me back in family court. Some believe that Valentine's Day is celebrated simply to commemorate the anniversary of Valentine's death, but that happened nearly 2,000 years ago. What really happened is in the Middle Ages it became affiliated with love and caring. It eventually grew to the point where now Americans and throughout the world, an estimated 145 million Valentine's Day cards are sent each year, second only to Christmas in the volume of cards. One of the more common, or it's kind of a cliche Valentine's Day poem, can be found in a collection of English nursery rhymes going all the way back to 1784. And while it's just a little bit corny, I think it's appropriate today. The rose is red, the violet's blue, the honey sweet, and so are you. Thou art my love, and I am thine. I drew thee to my Valentine. The lot was cast, and then I drew, and fortune said, it should be you. In just a moment or two, we'll come to the portion of the ceremony that these couples want to hear the most today. Their vows, the words that take them across the threshold from being friends or engaged to being married. A marriage is a voluntary and full commitment. It is made in the deepest sense to the exclusion of all others, and it is entered into with the desire and hope that it will last a lifetime. Before you declare your vows to one another, I want to hear you as a group confirm that it is indeed your intention to be married today. So I will ask all of you, 3 questions as a group, and the suggested response to all 3 questions is, we do. Do you come here freely and without reservation today?
We do.
Do you, with full awareness and consent, accept the responsibilities and joys of marriage before all of us here today?
We do.
Do you intend to give yourself to each other in marriage today?
We do.
Having heard that it is your intention to be married to each other, we will now move on to declaring your marriage vows. Because of the volume of people, we're going to do some of the vows as a group and then some individually at the time of the ring exchange. As for the vows as a group, I'll ask each of the couples to please hold each other's hands and face each other. And then you'll repeat after me. Husbands first. Husbands, again, please repeat after me. I take you to be my wife. To have and to hold. From this day forward. For better or for worse. For richer or for poorer. In sickness and in health. to love and to cherish all the days of my life. Wives, please repeat after me. I take you to be my husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish all the days of my life. Very nice. All right, the next step will be, we're going to have each couple come in front of me to exchange their rings and one more personal vow that we've prepared. The rings that they're about to exchange are symbols of eternity and the unbroken circle of love. Love which has freely been given, which has no beginning and no end. Today, you all have chosen to exchange these rings as a sign of your love for each other and as a seal of the promises that you make this day. And so now I'll ask individual couples to come forward and to stand on either side of the microphone, and it'll just be a simple 2-sentence vow that I'll walk you through. Would Ashley and Randy come forward first? Ashley, if you'll hold the ring, and if you'll place it on Randy's hand. And you're ready? Randy? I give this ring to you
I give this ring to you
as a token of my love
as a token of my love
and devotion to you.
and devotion to you.
With this ring,
With this ring,
I gladly marry you
I gladly marry you
and join my life to yours.
and join my life to yours.
You ready, Randy? Randy? I'm sorry, Randy, you're gonna say this to Ashley. Ashley, I give this ring to you as a token of my love and devotion to you. With this ring, I gladly marry you and join my life to yours. Thank you. You can step back. Thank you. We'll pronounce you as a group in just a few moments. Thanks. All right, could we have Dana and Brandon, please? You should see me in June weddings. It's real pretty. Dana, do you have a ring to place on Brandon's hand? All right, if you'll do that and repeat after me. Brandon, I give this ring to you as a token of my love and devotion to you. With this ring, I gladly marry you and join my life to yours. You ready, Brandon? Repeat after me. Dana, I give this ring to you as a token of my love and devotion to you. With this ring, I gladly marry you and join my life to yours. Thank you. All right. And then we have, bear with me.